Welcome back, future medicos. If we conduct a competition for the worst organization in the education sector, probably the award will go to MCC, the Medical Counseling Committee. Of course, over the years, they have messed up a lot of things, but I'm not going to take a lot of time talking about the old past, what they have done. I'm just going to focus on what they have messed up this particular year. This particular video is going to focus more towards the way they have treated the NRI candidates. It was very unfortunate the way they have handled NRI candidates this particular year. So you all know that the NEET results have been released on 14 June, but it took almost 1 month for MCC to release their first schedule. The schedule was released on 12th July. So almost like 1 month was wasted because MCC was not ready for the counseling. The biggest problem with MCC, I feel that they don't have any plan. They don't do any advanced planning. It seems like they just come after the NEET results are released and then they start working on it. They come out with new rules, right? That puts a lot of trouble to the parents. So just coming back to what was happening, on 12th July, they released a schedule for the All India Counselling, as well as they have released a combined schedule for the state and All India. And once they released this schedule, the parents who were waiting for this NRI conversion started a little bit anxious. Now, everyone was expecting this NRI conversion to happen before round 1 counseling because that was the practice in the last few years. And even 1 week ago, for MDS admission, they were still doing the NRI conversion. But until 12th, there is no hint of MCC doing this NRI conversion. So the wait continued. Then on 21st July, the choice filling has started. And until then, the NRI conversion notification did not come. But having known MCC, that everything they do at the last minute, so we were waiting still for this NRI conversion notification. But the final nail was hit by MCC when they released this a kind of like warning notice for NRI students on 21st July. I will show you that now. Now, this is the notification they released where they said applicants are eligible for NRI quota if they produce documentation issued by Indian Mission or MEA for being an NRI or child of an NRI or ward of an NRI. Okay, they are introducing the term ward of an NRI, and particularly now they are saying minor under bona fide guardianship. So far in the previous years, this minor clause was not used, or even the bona fide guardianship term was not really applied in the NRI quota. At least if MCC was going to introduce this kind of new rules, they should have at least notified much earlier, ideally before the NEET application, so that parents could have planned well in advance. But anyway, let's come back. So this is the notice that was released. And this is when everybody started suspecting that MCC is not going to do any NRI conversion this year. So what happened? Some parents started calling the MCC, and MCC started telling through their call center that there won't be any conversion this year. So being upset, some students joined together and went to the court. And the first hearing came on 25th July. And as soon as the first hearing was completed, immediately the same day evening, 25th July, MCC has released a notification. So this is the notification that came on 25th July, where they invited applications from NRIs and children of NRIs or OCIs or PIOs. Even though the previous notification on 21st July, where they said the wards of NRI are also eligible, in this particular notification on 25th July, they completely excluded the wards of NRI. So they included only NRIs and children of NRIs. And as usual, they gave a very short duration. That was just 24 hours. You need to send the email on 25th July, 7 p.m. to 26th July, 7 p.m. And an organization based in India, collecting lakhs and lakhs of money, crores and crores of money, still collecting documents through a standard Gmail account. There is no portal to upload the documents. There is no way for candidates to know whether the mail has reached MCC or not. There is no acknowledgement. There is no way to know the status. There is no way to know whether the application is rejected or accepted. If it is rejected, there is no way to know why it was rejected. It was a complete black box approach, which is not expected from an organization that is dealing with some young kids who are entering into their life career. It's very, very unfortunate. They could not spend money on a proper portal where you can upload the documents, and then there is a status that yes, the documents were submitted, and probably you can also know when it is approved or rejected, and if it is rejected, there is a reason for rejection. But MCC does not care anything about it. It just gives a Gmail ID and then it gives just 24 hours. So if you miss this notification, if you are away on a trip or you are traveling or some reason you did not open the website for one day, you are gone. They wasted 1 month from 14 June to 21st July, and then they just give 1 day for sending the documents. Why can't they open it immediately after the NEET results? Why not open it on 15 June? What stops them? They don't do it. Every year they postpone it as late as possible and put the students under unnecessary anxiety and stress. Okay, coming back to this notification came on 25th July, and then the choice filling was supposed to close on 28th July. And candidates were sitting, waiting, anxious. They don't know what to do. They don't know whether to go ahead, fill the choices, or should they wait for the NRI eligible list? Will it be automatically available? They don't know. It's completely nothing is shared from MCC. And then 28th July came, they postponed the counseling and then postponed. And then on 2nd August, they released one list of candidates eligible for NRI. There were about 188 candidates released on 2nd August. So this is the notification that came on 2nd August 2025, where they have released a list of eligible candidates. They call it list 1 of candidates made eligible so far. And nothing is clear whether it is the first list, so that candidates have to wait for the second list, or this is the final list. There is nothing stated. And unfortunately, many parents who were NRIs, they were not accepted, or at least they were not in this list 1. So the parents were under very much stress, right? Either MCC should have released a complete list, or they should have said, okay, we are releasing list 1. We are still processing some more documents and the next list will be released soon. Nothing like that. They just released list 1 and you call the call center. There is no update. There is nothing on the website. So the parents were very, very confused what to do. And along with this list 1, they also have now opened up the application again for this time for wards of NRI. So this particular notification is for the guardians. In the previous one that was released on 25th July, that was only for NRIs and parents of NRIs. And 1 week later on 2nd August, now they are opening up for guardians. Probably, I don't know whether there was another court case. I don't know. They suddenly open up for the guardians. And here they are asking sworn affidavit, relationship and family tree. And I don't know why they call it as bona fide guardianship. My understanding of bona fide guardianship is the sponsor should be a legally declared guardian of the minor candidate. But there is no document here asking for that legal declaration or court order, nothing. It's just asked for the sworn affidavit. Now, how do you know that the candidate is a bona fide guardian? I do not know. So anyway, right, they think that the embassy will be able to find the bona fide guardianship, and they have asked certain documents for the bona fide guardian. So this happened on 2nd August. And 3rd August, again, right, they gave only 24 hours for the applications to be submitted by the guardians, which is from 2nd August 5 p.m. to 3rd August 5 p.m. And the previously submitted parents whose name was not in the list 1, they were worried and they again applied through this guardian notification. They again submitted their application. Now with this, again, right, we don't know when the choice filling is going to close, because I think it was on 3rd August supposed to close and everybody was waiting until the last minute, and then again MCC has postponed it. They were keeping everyone at the edge of the seat kind of thriller, and people were waiting. And again, right, the choice filling is supposed to close, I think on 6th August or 7th August, and suddenly the next list of candidates came on 6th August. Now, this is the notification that came on 6th August. Again, there is a surprise in this list. Now they have a different system, priority 1, priority 2. So if you are an NRI or children of NRI, you are considered as priority 1 and you will get preference in the seat allotment. Whereas if you are a sponsored candidate by a first degree relative or second degree relative, then you get the second preference. Now this is okay, I'm not against this, but why this is coming at the last minute? Why this is not made clear to candidates well in advance? How can you change the rules of the game after the game has started? This is not covered in the prospectus. Now, how can you suddenly change this rule? I do not know. Okay. Anyway, this is something they have come up with new. I do not know what is the reason. And again, along with this, there was a set of documents, which is like the second list of candidates eligible for NRI quota. I am assuming that these candidates are the priority 2 because many of the candidates in this list have been shown as NRI sponsored candidates, even though there are parents who were NRIs, who were supposed to be in priority 1, but their names were reflected as NRI sponsored. Now again, this is where MCC is not transparent. They have not said, right, when you say priority 1, priority 2, at least put what is this, right? This particular name, right? Let's say Anshruta, this candidate is a priority 1 candidate or priority 2 candidate. How the candidate will know, right? So those are the problems, right? Again, like you can see, right, there are names that appeared multiple times. You could see that Harshvardhan Sandeep, it appears twice. You could see many of the names repeating again and again. You can see Chawla repeated twice. You can see Madhurima repeated twice. Similarly, right, there were a lot of things like this. An organization cannot go through the document before they publish. And you can see that this document has actually 9 pages. Why I want you to look at it is, I will cover it soon. This has 9 pages. Okay, page 9 of 9 is shown in the PDF. This is page 9. Now, this is the document. Again, many parents looked at it and their names were missing. They applied on 25th July. Their name did not come on 2nd August. Again, they panicked. They again sent the documents on 2nd August. Then on 6th August, again, their names were not appearing. So they were like very worried. And the choice locking was supposed to start on 6th August. And people were looking through it through the whole night. And the choice locking has started somewhere around the midnight, even though, right, there were a lot of error messages were coming. But on the back end, it seems like the choice locking was on and the choices were getting locked. And the most irritating thing or the most irresponsible thing or most unacceptable thing which MCC has done is this list which they have published on 6th August, they have replaced it with another document. This document is a 9 pages document. They have replaced it with a 10 pages document. They have added some new names, but they have not given any notification. They did not say anywhere that, okay, we are replacing the old document. There is a new list. So everyone who opened this document on 6th August evening, they thought the document is the same. Nobody opened it again and checked, right, whether my name is appearing again in the same document. But it's so irresponsible of MCC to replace this document quietly with another document. I will show you the other document. This is exactly the same document. You could see that it is on 6th August. It's again, the cover letter is exactly the same. Notice posted on 6th August. I don't know whether they posted it on 6th August, but now you can see this is a 10 pages document. This is a 10 pages document and there are new names here. And earlier in the previous document, I showed that there are repeated names. The same name was repeated. Those are missing now. So somehow MCC have replaced the old document with a new document. A 9 pages document has been replaced by a 10 pages document, and they didn't think that it is really needed to tell the candidates. And the candidates, nobody knows that there was a new list. And only they realized after choice locking, their document, when they downloaded the locked choices, they saw that the name is NRI sponsored, even though they did not find their name the previous day. So it is unfair and it's very unacceptable doing something like behind the door kind of thing, right? Under the table kind of work they were doing. It's highly no transparency at all. And when you are releasing, let's say, for example, we don't know when they replace that 10 pages document. If it has happened in the midnight or if it has happened in the early morning, probably they should have notified the students, put up another notification that we have added some more names. Now you are eligible for NRI. We are extending the choice filling for another, like, let's say 24 hours, and we want you to fill the choices and lock it. At least should have given that option to the NRIs, but they didn't do. They close without notifying anyone. And now the parents, knowing that they are eligible for NRI quota, but they were not able to fill the choices for NRI. So it's a complete mess by MCC this year. Starting from day one to now, they were completely ill-treated, the NRIs. The NRIs were completely ill-treated. At every stage, they given them most of the trouble. Even though I have checked some of the documents of the parents, which were very, very clear. The child is an NRI, the parent is an NRI. They have the relationship certificate, even though it is not needed for a parent-son relationship. Why do you need a relationship certificate? The passport is a proof that they are the parents. But in spite of that, they had the relationship certificate. They have the tree, relationship tree. They have the affidavit. Whatever you ask, they have it. But in spite of that, MCC did not make them eligible. And some parents who supposed to be on priority 1, they were included in priority 2. So it's a completely messy operation by MCC. They did something wrong in the beginning and they were not trying to accept that, and then they made more and more mess throughout the counseling period. I know this video is a quite long video. I had been keep on talking something probably for many of you it may not be of interest, but I believe the NRI students know what I am talking about, right? The NRI community may be very small. There may not be a lot of candidates, but you cannot be so unfair to them. If you want to remove the NRI quota completely, do it. Announce it well in advance. That's fine. But don't ill-treat the parents. Don't ill-treat the candidates. They have worked so hard. They have planned well in advance. They wanted this NRI quota. You cannot do this to them. Please, MCC, think about it. Maybe reopen the choice filling for 1 or 2 days. You have given so long period this time until 18th. So opening it for 1 more day, it's not going to affect anything. So I hope MCC will think about it. Otherwise, it's a completely injustice to NRI students and parents who were affected. Thank you. Bye-bye.